The most decorated combat medic at the ceremony wasn't on stage. She was in row 4, pretending she didn't know where the bathrooms were. Most SEALs never meet the person who saved their life twice. One of them called her mom for 22 years. Wild, right? Breakwater Naval Center is buzzing. Flags, phones, proud tears, threatening mascara. 19 candidates stand razor still on the parade deck. Last survivors of class that started at, 160? Maybe more. In row 4 sits a woman in a green summer dress and a thrift store cardigan, elbows tucked, hands around a tiny paper flag. Her name is Maya Keane, 49, ER nurse, cereal peanut butter for dinner offender, and mother to one of those 19 statues in white hats. The mic pops. Captain Jackson Pike, the kind of officer whose handshake can stop a rumor, starts his remarks. The usual, disciplined brotherhood, earn it every day. Maya listens steady. She's good at steady. Then her sleeve rides up an inch when she dabs at one treacherous tear. Under the knit cuff, something flashes, black ink and a thin silver cord braided like a ranger's knot. Pike's eyes click to row 4. He doesn't blink. Question for you. What gives away a ghost? Their shadow, or the people who see it? Hold that thought, because 5 minutes from now, the whole place is going to find out exactly who Maya used to be. And wait until you hear how this ends. It's stranger than the beginning. Let's rewind a breath. You should know 3 things about Maya. She hates speeches. She's terrifyingly calm when the world is on fire. She keeps a shoebox under her sink labeled batteries. It does not contain batteries. Her son, Luke, thinks she's just the world's toughest nurse with a talent for fixing leaky pipes and scary grades. He never met his dad, Lieutenant Evan Rourke, killed when Luke was 3. Maya raised Luke on double shifts and duct-taped hopes, never once mentioning the other uniform folded in a footlocker she never opens. You wouldn't guess the ER nurse once answered to Nightingale 0. You wouldn't guess that the faint tattoo up her forearm, triangle, tiny star, 2 numbers, marks a dust-off grid and a promise. She never flashes it. She never needed to. But graduation mornings have a way of waking the past. Pike scans the formation. He scans the crowd. His eyes find the triangle, the star, the numbers. He frowns, just for a fraction of a beat, like someone who suddenly smells smoke. Maya notices him noticing. She pretends she didn't. Classic row 4 stealth. Luke stands 3rd from the left. Hard jaw, quiet eyes. He looks like all the others until he smiles, and then he looks exactly like Evan. That smile killed Maya 100 times when he was little. Today, it stitches her back together. Pike keeps talking. Tradition. Trident. Team over self. The words roll like tide. Maya's knuckles go white around the paper flag. She tells herself to breathe. In. Out. Hold it. Let go. She's done that in helicopters and hallways, and once in a foxhole that wasn't theirs. She can do it in row 4. Probably. Candidate Luke Keane. The loudspeaker flattens his name. Maya's hand twitches up. Sleeve slips. The ink catches the sun again. Pike's voice glitches. A ghost in the audio? Or the kind in row 4? He sets his notes down in that slow, careful way people do when gravity suddenly feels optional. He steps away from the podium. People murmur. Bleachers creak. One toddler declares, "My popsicle is blue." Nobody argues. Pike walks the aisle. He knows better than to rush at ghosts. Up close, he catches the braid around Maya's wrist. It's cheap paracord, faded to sea salt gray, bound with 3 figure-8 knots. SEAL lore says there are only 2 people who tie it exactly like that. One's dead, the other is, well. He stops by a row. "Ma'am," he says, just loud enough to hush 5 benches. "Would you stand?" Everything in Maya wants to stay small. Cloaks are cozy, but hiding is a young person's game, and today isn't about her, so she rises. Cardigan falls. Ink shows. The hush goes from polite to "we're in trouble." Pike's eyes soften, then steal over like he just remembered a night with too many flares and not enough angels. "Thank you," he says. Then, into the mic. "Folks, give me a second. There's someone we forgot to introduce." Forgot. Goo. Luke's face flickers. Confused. Curious. A tiny wrinkle between the eyebrows he got from Evan. You know that feeling when the movie you're watching suddenly turns and you realize you've seen this scene before, in somebody's stories or their eyes. That, multiplied by a stadium. And then the PA system coughs and dies. No mic means no ceremony, right? Wrong. Pike's voice has its own electricity. Some of you know the story of Route Ember. Most of you don't. You're about to. Years earlier, different desert. A convoy burned at mile marker 61. Metal twisted into ugly new shapes. Radio traffic like broken glass. A young lieutenant, guess who, was bleeding through a ruined tourniquet and trying to be brave about it. Nightingale Zero crawled car to car, hand over hand, voice steady over the scream of rotors. No one dies here. Not on my watch. She used half a sewing kit, the other half of her courage, and a spoon she never gave back to the mess hall. When the dust settled, 11 breathing men looked around like the world had rebooted. One of them was Jackson Pike. He never forgot the spoon, or the woman who made him believe his lungs still worked. Back to present. Pike lifts his hand. Even the toddlers obey. Row 4, he says. Please welcome Chief Petty Officer Rhett. Maya Keane, hospital corpsman, call sign Nightingale Zero. The bleachers do that wave of realization humans do right before a storm hits. Luke blinks. The ground tilts. Mom? If you're wondering whether he's angry, she never told him. Hold on to that. We're not there yet. First, something happens that isn't in any program, and it yanks Maya out of row 4 and right back into the fire she thought she'd left behind. Row 7, aisle seat. An older man folds forward like the air went missing. His daughter gasps. People freeze. Phones go up because people. Maya is already moving. You, blue shirt, 911. You, tan jacket, AED. You, ball cap, 2 benches clear now. She doesn't shout. She places words like tourniquets. She's on her knees before the panic understands it's invited. Fingers at the neck. Nothing. Chest rises. Nope. Sir, can you hear me? Duh, Maya. But you ask anyway because sometimes souls need instructions. She starts compressions. Count out loud. 1, 2, 3. Pike pivots. The formation turns instinctively. 19 statues angling toward row 7. An instructor sprints with the AED. Keep filming, someone mutters, because apparently we live in a documentary. Maya peels the dressings, slaps pads on a chest that's seen a few summers. The AED chirps in that cheerful robot voice, analyzing. Everybody clear, she says. Humor peeks through. Even you, sir. No cheating. Shalt. Body jumps. Nothing then. Hello, pulse. Faint, but present. The daughter sobs. Maya's hand is already at the carotid. Good. Stay with me. You're late for a very boring speech. She glances up at Pike. We're stable. Don't let anyone move him till EMS. Row 7 exhales. The whole stadium exhales. Pike returns to the podium. Someone bangs the mic back into obedience. It squeals like electronics do when they've just witnessed a miracle. Luke hasn't moved. He doesn't dare, because if he moves, he might run straight to row 7 and ask a question that changes everything. Chief Keane, Pike says into the now cooperative mic, you never liked this part. Maya gives a tiny shrug that says correct in 8 languages. He pulls a phone, scrolls, and reads. Not the metal stack you expect. Something else. Memorandum 09-17. The Keane Protocol, rapid casualty triage for small unit engagements. Adopted across 3 commands, credited with a 28% reduction in pre-evac fatalities. He pockets the phone. We still teach it. Everywhere. And the stadium learns a second surprising fact. Heroes don't just save lives. They update the software of how saving lives works. Luke's eyes bounce from Pike to Maya, like a compass trying to find north in a thunderstorm. The men beside him stand taller. You can almost hear the math in their heads. How many of us are breathing because someone wrote a better checklist? Pike gestures toward the deck. Candidates, you're about to receive the trident. Understand what that means. A lot of people wear it for themselves. The best of us wear it for the person next to them. If you forget, ask row 4. Laugh line. It lands. Even Maya smiles. Barely. Then Pike does something even fate didn't plan. Nightingale Zero, would you join me? Maya hates saying yes to rooms, but she loves telling the truth. She squeezes past knees, walks the aisle like it's a narrow bridge above old memories, and steps onto the stage she's dodged for a decade. Microphone breathes. Wind hushes. She grips the wood like it's a stretcher and looks at the 19. Short version, she says, because I know you all want the part where someone throws hats. Chuckle. Good. We're alive. You think today is the finish line. It's not. It's a gate. You're about to meet noise you can't imagine and silence you'll never forget. There will be a moment. There's always a moment when you will feel very small. Look left. Look right. Those two people? That's your job. Be bigger than your fear for them. She glances at Luke for half a heartbeat. Doesn't hold. Doesn't need to. Second thing, you're going to want to count. How many missions? How many reps? How many times you were the toughest person in the room? Stop. Count the times you made somebody else stronger. That number matters. Her mouth quirks. Also, carry a spare spoon. Long story. Pike laughs. First time you've ever seen that man grin like a kid. She steps back. That's it. Go earn each other. No citation. No chistumping. Just a woman who spent years holding lungs open long enough for souls to climb back in, telling 19 statues to be softer and harder at the same time. And now, finally, the part everyone's waiting for, Luke. They meet halfway between formation and bleachers, exactly on the painted center line, like the world split itself to make room. Mom, he says, which sounds so strange under a white hat. Why didn't you? Because I didn't want you to be me, Maya says. I wanted you to be you. He swallows. Captain Pike said, Route Ember. Long day, she says lightly. We had good people. We got lucky. It happens. Is that? He nods at her wrist. It's a promise, she says. And a map. Just in case. I always like to know my way home. He blinks fast. A lot of seawater in the air, suddenly. He doesn't hug her. He anchors to her, like ships do when storms are honest. She holds on like she's done on a dozen flights and one terrifying kitchen floor with a Lego under her heel. Behind them, the AD guy from row 7 gives a thumbs up. The old man is awake and grumpy, which is medical for miracle achieved. Luke pulls back, eyes bright. Are you worried? About me? Every minute, she says. But worry is just love doing push-ups. I'm proud, and I'm here. That's the whole deal. If you're counting emotions, embarrassment hurt, surprise, everyone, and that big, achy pride that makes your chest feel one size too small both. Nailed the trifecta. Pike joins them, palm closed. I've owed you this for a long time, he tells Maya. He opens his hand. A challenge coin, scarred and burnished, unit crest dulled by somebody's lucky thumb. Around the edge, no one alone. Maya smiles. You kept it. You left it in a Humvee, he says. Under a spoon. Luke snorts. The spoon is real. Son, Pike says, deadly serious. Never disrespect the spoon. Maya slides the coin into his hand instead. No, she tells Pike. He keeps it now. Luke glances at her. Does this go in the battery box? She groans. You found it. Label is a lie. Labels are aspirational, she says. If you thought the shoebox under the sink was nothing, surprise, it's a museum of things we survived. Inside, a bent medic shear, a rotor wash-dusted Polaroid, and now a coin that once hid under a spoon. Fast forward. Different sky. Night air over a coastline that doesn't have a name on maps. Luke is on comms with a voice, so calm it could land a helicopter on a napkin. Team 2 breathe. 3 in, 3 hold, 3 out, the voice says. Blue light on my mark. Ready, Mark. He knows that voice. He grew up on it. Mom, he says before he can stop it. Work voice, she replies. Also hi. Maya isn't there physically. She's stateside, sitting at a crisis desk, rolling out the Keane protocol for an allied unit that adopted it 3 weeks ago. Because software updates don't stop at graduation. The operands clean. 2 minor injuries. Zedoki. On the debrief, a lieutenant young enough to still apologize for existing says, whoever wrote this checklist thinks like a mind reader. Luke grins. She's better than that. She's my mother. And before you ask, Yes, he still puts the coin in the shoebox when he's home. Under his spoon. He labels the spoon critical infrastructure. She pretends to be annoyed. She is not. So, what did we learn? Ghosts are real, but they don't rattle chains. They carry medical kits and ruin your excuses. The trident shines, sure, but the brightest metal at any ceremony might be a thin silver braid on a tired wrist. And if someone in row 7 goes down, pray there's a nightingale in row 4. After the ceremony, Maya goes home, pours tea into a chipped mug that knows her better than most people, and slides the shoebox onto the table. She adds one more thing, a tiny paper flag, creased from row 4. She writes on a sticky note, batteries, then crosses it out. Writes maps, crosses that out too. Finally, promises. Lights off. Door locked. Quiet house, but not empty. Outside, a night breeze whistles in that halfway whistle way that sounds like rotors if you want it to. Maya smiles. Her phone buzzes. A text from Luke. Made it back. Spoon secure. Love you. She types. Love you more. Remember, no one alone. And just when you think that's the last line, a knock at the door. Maya freezes for only a second, then opens it. On the porch, a young medic she mentored last year, eyes red, hands shaking around a folded letter. Chief, I think I need help. Maya steps aside. Good. You came to the right place. Cut there, because some stories end exactly where the next one starts. And if you want that next one, you know what to do.